Hey, what's up, guys? It's Craig Syracusa, Walk in Faith. I'm excited. I'm sitting down with James Alford, who is the founder and CEO of Salt Flix, who I guess is also like my boss now, since Walk in Faith is going to be streaming on your platform. God bless you, my brother.
Hey, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you for carrying Walk in Faith. I know you and I met on Facebook a few months back, and we hit it off. And I'm excited for you. Today is the 18th, and your streaming platform is hitting the market. I see it all over Facebook, all over social media. What is going through you emotionally? How do you feel today?
Well, I feel like it's an accomplishment. Anytime you bring something, say, to the market and get it officially launched, I feel as it's an accomplishment just to get it to the people. I know a lot of times we have dreams and passions and things we're supposed to be doing, but they kind of sit on the drawing board. So to see something you've labored in, for me, has been most of this year to finally come to a place where people are able to see it and embrace it and enjoy it. Is definitely a great feeling.
And you said something that was exciting and interesting, about, people, they come up with these ideas and they discover their purpose, but then we become afraid. Was there ever a time when, you had this idea, God planted in your heart, in the season right now of this uncertainty and this pandemic? There's a million reasons why you could say, okay, God, this is a sign, and everyone would sort of validate it and affirm you if you decide to go away. But what could you say to people out there? I know there must have been a time where you questioned it. How did you overcome that adversity and that fear and anxiety?
Well, I've always been a person who wasn't fearful of kind of stepping out beyond the norm. I would say just continue to trust God, continue to let Him lead you, and do things according to His timing. I think sometimes we can get ahead of God or we can get behind God. But being in His timing and His season, I think, and just waiting on Him, and when the door opens to walk through, I think that's the key.
I love that. I love it. So just in case there are 2 or 3 people out there that are not familiar with Salt Flix, because if you are on social media, especially today, you have thousands of views, and the commercials and the posts are really cutting edge. In case there's 1 or 2 people out there that is not familiar with Salt Flix, can you just explain quickly what the platform's all about?
Okay, Salt Flix is basically a faith and family-friendly multicultural streaming platform. We have movies, television programs, and music videos from people around the world. We have filmmakers who created content in Africa. We have a film from Australia. We have some content from Canada. And we have more and more each day that's coming in. We just have to get through the process. But we are an international Christian multicultural streaming platform, to sum it up.
I love the fact, and that was one of the things, especially going online, just looking at some of the films from other countries, Christian filmmakers. And what I really loved was that from just looking at some of the films, I became friends with them on Facebook, and to see just the way they film and the culture and the content, it was really exciting. And I love personally to watch documentaries and films from other countries. It just opens up the eyes. We get so sort of stuck in this bubble and how we do things. So I love it. I love to especially listen to preachers and pastors from other countries. One of the things too, which is really interesting about it, is you're giving Christian filmmakers a platform. But there are so many, I have 3 or 4 different streaming platforms. There's so much competition out there. There's so many alternatives like Netflix and Hulu. So what's different about, say, your platform, say, than a Netflix? And we do know that Netflix obviously sends out the wrong message, does not promote the gospel. But tell me the difference between, say, Salt Flix and the Netflix.
I go to, if I go to Walmart, I go because, they'll probably have what I'm looking for as far as just a random something. But when I have particular things I'm looking to purchase, I go to the stores and the places where I know they're going to have exactly what I'm looking for. Salt Flix is one of those places where you can go and find exactly what you're looking for. When you go on a place like Netflix, Hulu, you have to, if you're looking for Christian films, they probably got some on there, or maybe a few, but you have to look around, you have to wander around, and you may grab one that may not be right or whatever. But when you come to Salt Flix, when you go to Salt Flix, you're going to find faith-friendly and family-friendly type of content. You know what you're getting. And so it's definitely for a place for people with certain beliefs and certain mindsets about life, and I know there's a lot of them around the world, to come and enjoy content safely and peacefully with their family.
I agree, because when I have a 4-year-old, he doesn't know how to use Netflix yet, but he uses YouTube, which is a whole nother conversation. But when I go on Netflix or I go on Hulu, which I don't even use this as much, but I might start putting on a film, and then I'm in the middle of it and go, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't what I want to watch. And there's a lot of the films and content so violent. And then after I watch the movie, I'm in this state of depression, and I'm like, but then honestly, I watched the film, and I'm going to give a shout out to Jen Gotson, who's a good friend. She's had a baby, and I'm watching a film of hers on Showtime, and it was okay at first, and then all of a sudden the message was so powerful, and I sat there and I started to write like a couple of devotionals. I never got that from watching a film on Netflix. Let me tell you, Netflix, when I walk away, I'm like filled with anxiety. But if I watch a film, a Christian film, I walk away with just a new purpose, a sense of something else. You get content, but you sort of get filled, your spirit. Can we expect that from Salt Flix?
Absolutely. There's so many movies on there, and I don't want to call out any particular movies because I know all the filmmakers want their movie called out. But there's so many movies on the platform. Yours, of course, man. We've got so many pieces of content from your program on the platform. All of them inspirational and impactful for people's lives with all the interviews. But of course, that's what the platform is about. The platform is a transformational type of platform, meaning that the bulk of our content is going to give some type of transformational value. I believe I'm a minister of the gospel first. I preach the word every Sunday, and so everything I do, I want to transform someone. I want to affect change, and so Salt Flix is designed to affect change. There's some stuff on there that's just cool for the kids. It's fun, it's funny, and stuff like that. But there's nothing that's going to contradict or bring tribulation between you and your faith by watching it. But the site in itself is just designed to transform and to give people peace, rest, transformation, redemption, healing. All those things are there on the site.
And it is a cutting edge, fantastic website. It's easy to navigate, which I really enjoy. I really love. So for Christian filmmakers out there, why is it difficult for us to get our content out there? I mean, I know there's a few platforms out there, but it is kind of difficult for us to break into the industry. Sooner or later, you have to sort of like sell your soul if you want to make, faith-based content.
Right. Well, I think I was speaking to someone about this the other day. I think money has a big play in it. Not having access to the resources to build the level or quality of content that's being looked for in the marketplace right now. But also Hollywood and all your major media people don't think people want Christian, family, and faith-based content. But they do. They really, really do. They just haven't taken the time. They probably don't want to take the time to curate that market or that audience. But I happen to believe, I know there's many, many, many people in the United States and around the world that want this type of content, and they want it regularly. I mean, I don't want my son to sit and get on Netflix and just start watching the program, because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it could be a TV show, it could be a cartoon, it could turn into something really, really crazy. And so there's people out there who want platforms that they could, with peace and safety, be able to let their kids, themselves, or whatever watch stuff and not have to be surprised around every corner.
I totally agree with you. And I really envy you. I really love the fact that you're doing this, because you're right. I mean, you turn on shows on Netflix, like we said, and you really have no idea even network television now, you really don't even know what you're being influenced by. Even Nickelodeon and Disney, they all have these agendas that are going out there, sort of influencing 4-year-olds, and it's a different world from when I grew up and from when you grew up. So for someone out there that's wants to find out more about you, wants to subscribe, I know today is the big day. Can you share with us whether it's the website, if you have promotional codes, whatever you can give everyone that's going to be watching this interview?
Well, if they want to check out the site, they can go to www.saltflix.com. That's www.saltflix.com. And you can go in there and you can subscribe, or you can just click browse and look at all our selections that we have on the platform. And so that would be the quickest way. You can check us out on Facebook. We're just at Facebook, Salt Flix on Facebook. I mean, there's no one else has the name Salt Flix. So if you just type in Salt Flix, it's going to pull up our page. We're Salt Flix on Twitter, and we're also Salt Flix on Instagram. But if you go to that website, you'll get see all that we're about, and preferably you'll try a 7-day trial and try out the software.
I advise everyone to do it, especially go on and register and watch Walk in Faith if you can.
Yes.
Every other program that's on Salt Flix, I will be watching Salt Flix tonight. And if you're not friends with James on Facebook, it's a wonderful, wonderful post on Facebook. And he's always asking for content for all the Christian filmmakers out there that are looking to get their content on a platform, which I know personally is very difficult. I know James always looking for content. James, it's a pleasure, my brother. I am so glad you and I connected several months ago. And if I can do anything to help you, please let me know.
Hey, well, thank you so much for having me on. I greatly appreciate it. Excuse me for being in my my room at this time, but I thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we can get some people to connect with us and impact some lives.
Oh, my pleasure. God bless you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and always remember you have the ability to inspire and evangelize through your words and actions, and please support Salt Flix. God bless you.